Okay, good morning, guys. How are you all?
Good.
Good. My name is Stephan. I work with a company called Get the Clicks, and the FSDA has asked us to go ahead and come out and talk to you guys a little bit about web marketing today. Just kind of so I can get a little bit of a feel. Is there anybody in here that's from Orlando? You got some Orlandoans? No, you guys don't count. What about Miami, South Florida, Boca Fort Lauderdale area? Yeah? Okay. Very cool. What about West Coast, Tampa? Okay, cool. All right, good. Lots from the West Coast. Awesome. So, I'm kind of here to debunk any myths. You guys are kind of a smaller group than what we usually speak to. So, we have 2 hours. This is not for CE. So if we want to jump off the presentation for a minute, if you guys have specific questions, if you want to run it a little bit more like a workshop, that's perfectly okay with me. If you want to hold your questions until the end, that's fine with me too. Whatever you guys prefer. I'll be going through a lot of stuff, but it is not a presentation where I'm going to stand up here and, preach from the pulpit and tell you guys that, Google is great, you should be doing, Google, and you need to rank on the top of Google. You already know all of that. I'm going to get a little more granular. I'm actually going to explain to you guys really how they think and why Google does what they do and kind of give you guys the tools to be able to take that information and then really use it advantageously against your competition. I make no qualms about it. We're a company that reverse engineers. Just so you understand our philosophy with this is most of the time when you hire companies like us, you're going to get one or two types of presentations. They're going to sit with you and you're going to tell them I have a website and I want to be at the top of Google, and then they put a nice presentation and a proposal together for you that's pretty much based on what they think you can afford. The other thing is they may have packages, right? And so then the package deals, like some of your big box store SEO companies out there, you can go online and you can pick a package. And what do? Well, you're going to pick a package based on price, right? On what you can afford. And there's a huge flaw in that, and I'll explain to you guys why that is. At the end of the day, the right way, the only way to do this is to reverse engineer what the guys at the top are doing. It's a very, very simple approach. It's a very simple theory. You just need to know what you need to look for. And then once you know that, you can actually implement it very easily, okay? So I'm here today to really show you guys how to do that, and then if you guys decide you want to come and talk to us afterwards, there's 3 lovely ladies that are sitting over there. We do have a booth on the floor. What's our booth number?
1121.
1121. So if you guys want to come talk to us there, be more than happy to go ahead and do that. I don't know what the internet access exactly is down there, but if you have any specific questions about your business, please by all means go ahead and ask away. Okay. They didn't give us the correct count, so there's actually a little more people in here than we actually had thought. Every single one of you should have 2 booklets. One, may I borrow this for 1 second? Thank you, dear. Thank you so much. Each one of you guys should have one of these spiral-bound notebooks. If you don't, please see me or one of these ladies afterwards. Give us your business cards and we'll be more than happy to drop one in the mail to you guys, okay? Number 2, you should have one of these worksheets, okay? You can actually enter information about your business in on this worksheet. And if you follow this worksheet, at the end of the seminar, you will have a recipe to go back home and literally start to implement, okay? If you don't have one of these, they can actually be downloaded directly off of our website. It's a free download. We're not even going to ask for your email address, okay? So you can go ahead and do that as well. It is a very simple Excel format. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. We're not web developers. We actually come from marketing and financial backgrounds. We're all about business development. So for us, it's all about ROI. So at the end of the day, if you can't measure it, we throw it out. Okay? So we have some rules. we have some rules that comes to digital marketing. So number one, you got to make money. If you don't make money from it, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But the only way you're going to know if you're making money from it is if you actually track it. So we're going to be addressing that a little bit. We're going to talk about conversion optimization, things of that nature. All right. You need to go niche. You need to be different. Lots of people tell me that, well, I'm different because I have great quality service, or we're really fast, or we have great prices. That doesn't count. You need to have something that really makes you stand apart from the rest, at least in your initial presentation, right? One of the things I'm going to harp on that I really want you guys to understand is your website's not a marketing tool. Okay, it's not. If I was standing here in 2010, you could probably make the argument that it is. All right, but it's not. All right. Who out here does any kind of other marketing other than online, networking events, anything along those lines? We can see some hands right there. Okay, great. So you're at a networking event, right? And you meet somebody and you tell them what they do. All right, you tell them what you do. They tell you what they do, so on and so forth, right? And so you kind of introduce yourself. Okay, that's cool. Well, that person may or may not need a pool contractor, right? Maybe they say, holy cow, you're exactly what I've been looking for. Great, okay? Or they're just going to take your business card and say, you know, Joe, it's nice to meet you, and move on their merry way. All right, now, the web isn't like that. On the web, there's already predetermined demand. Why? Because somebody is searching for pool contractors, okay? So your website, it's not marketing you. Your website needs to convince that end user that you're the best solution for their need. And if you're convincing them that they need to do something, that's sales, right? Because at the end of the day, what do you want them to do? Call you or email you? The rest is just fluff. The rest is just to satisfy the Google gods, right? So what you want to go ahead and do is you really want to go ahead and get that understanding, get that in your head that your website's a sales tool. Okay. Reverse engineering, I touched on that earlier. It's very, very simple. I'm sure each one of you guys have gone on Google and there's your arch nemesis. It's like, oh, I can't believe they're back up on number one. They're always on number one. I can't understand, why are they always on number one? Well, you're going to learn why today, okay? Because the beauty of it is that there really is no voodoo or gray area when it comes to SEO. That entire notion is just promoted by SEO companies that want to keep lots of people in the dark because that's how we get to charge lots of money. Okay? That's not really how it is. It's a very regimented, very black and white process that you can go through in order to achieve what you're looking for. And reverse engineering is the first step in that. Okay? I touched on number 4. It's not a marketing tool, it's a sales tool. And number 5, good old rule. Don't forget rule number 1. Okay, probably lots of you guys have seen this before. It's a heat map. We live in the Western world where we read top to bottom, left to right. So naturally speaking, you want to go ahead and be in the top left-hand corner of the Google search engine results page. Well, that's what Google wants you to think. Okay? Fact of the matter is that it really depends on the behavior, the psychology of the end user. And you think about the way that you guys are searching on Google. Chances are, if you're looking for a quality service, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? If you're on a Google search engine results page and you're looking for a quality service, you're going to look at the ads, or you're going to go below the ads? Below the ads. Why are you going below the ads?
Don't trust the ads.
Exactly. Why?
They're there for a purpose.
You know people are paying to be at the top. They're not necessarily the best, right? So where do you go? So pool contractors, you guys are a prime example. What's underneath the ads? What's underneath the ads? The organic. And what part of the organic is under the ads? The map, right? Okay, so you have, I'm going to go ahead and draw this up here, because we're going to reference back to it. Okay, so Google, by the way, changed this. If you guys remember, if this was a Google search engine results page, we used to have ads on the right. Right, those are all gone now. Okay, so what they did now is you generally have 3 to 4 ads at the top. All right. Then for the most part, you've got your map section right here. They call it a snack pack now for most. That means there's 3. Okay, Okay? Then you've got what's essentially part of your main organic section. Okay? And then on the bottom, again, you've got some ads. Alright? Now, you guys are local businesses, you're not national. Anybody, for whatever reason here, is a national business? No? Okay, you guys are all local businesses. You service a particular city, you service a particular radius, you have a service area, okay? Your gold is right here in the maps. You want to be in the maps, okay? So, what that means right here, even though Google claims most people are clicking up in there, you're really moving below that, you're really moving into that maps area. Now, does anybody in here do any emergency services? Now, if this was a plump, you do? Okay, what do you do for emergency services?
We have our pool side and then we have our water treatment side. They don't have water. It's emergency.
Emergency service. Okay, great. So, psychology, right, of emergency service. Holy cow, something is broken, I need it fixed immediately. Do you go on your computer or do you go on your mobile device? Mobile device. That's right. Do you know that the way that Google lays things out on a mobile device is different than on a desktop? And on mobile devices, they're actually pushing the ads a lot more, and they've gotten really, really good at even hiding them. So if you run emergency services, there actually is an opportunity to go into the ads and actually provide a very nice positive ROI. So again, it's the psychology behind it that will actually drive it. Okay, this is an interesting statistic. Okay, and this is actually contractors across the board. This is not just pool. But I will tell you, it pretty much holds true for almost any industry. Each column you guys see here is essentially the percentage of traffic a website receives based on the position that they are displayed in. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that the first couple of guys actually get the most. Okay, but notice that the first three really get the lion's share. And why is that? Well, that's because you've got your map sitting again at the top here, okay? So, again, getting into the maps is absolute key. Okay, bounce rate. It's a stupid techie term, but anybody have any idea what that means? Bounce rate? No? Okay. Bounce rate is actually something Google pays very close attention to, and so should you. If you don't have a webmaster, or if you have a web marketing company right now, you want to make sure that they report back to you on the bounce rate on your website every single month. Alright, here's bounce rate. Bounce rate is essentially this. A visitor comes to your website and then bounces off and leaves. Okay? Why would somebody do that? Maybe they're an existing customer and they just needed your phone number, right? Okay? Well, in Google's infinite wisdom, and I say this with all the sarcasm in the world, is that they believe if somebody bounces off your website, it's a negative user experience. And so from that standpoint, they demote your site. So your webmaster, your web developer, it's their job to reduce the bounce rate. In other words, to make people go one step deeper, right? So what do most of us do? Most web developers even do this. They say, well, you want people to go ahead and call you, and so, make sure your phone number is in the header. It's actually a problem, because if your phone number is in the header, your bounce rate's going to go up, because a lot of your existing customers are just going to go there and say, oh, okay, here it is. Let me go call them. Click. Goodbye. So, a lot of times what we recommend to people is don't put your phone number in the header, put a contact button in the header, and then they click on that contact button that takes them to the contact page. Guess what? Now the visitor has gone into one more page, you're no longer bouncing. Simple fix, and it will easily bump up your website a couple of clicks on Google. By the way, bounce rate is reported in Google Analytics. Does anybody in here look at their Google Analytics reports? Cool, good. Anybody else? I see a couple of hands back here. Okay, awesome. Does anybody ever wonder why Google gives it to you for free? No, they're just such an altruistic, sweet little company. Right? Okay. They purchased Urchin in 2006, 2005, and took their technology and turned it into Google Analytics. Well, I'm sure all of you, before you embedded the code, read the terms and conditions on it. Okay, I'm positive of that. In those terms and conditions, you guys are giving Google all the power to evaluate anything you want on your website. So they're giving it to you for free so they can data mine everything. And that data mining affects your rank. We have actually unhooked Google Analytics from websites and watched their rank go up. Right? Think about that. Okay? There's a strong argument to be made that if you really want to take this serious, you may not want to consider Google Analytics. You may want to think about companies like Mouseflow and things of that nature. It's maybe a $20 a month investment, but trust me, the analytics is way better, and you're not reporting back to Google. Okay. All right, so no fuzzy math. I kind of mentioned this earlier. The way that we do things, just so you guys understand, I'll give you guys a quick background on us. I got into this actually in 2007. I worked for a real estate investment trust, and we got completely screwed over